I really like Jimmy. I think he's a really nice guy, you know, and he's very polite, and we've had some good chats.
The Gold Cross from Patrick Meehan,
That is the same one.
It was right there.
So that's knocking on a bit now. That's, 40 years old.
It goes everywhere you go.
Yeah.
I can imagine that it would be something you'd want to take.
I've got some others at home that I had done, but I never wear them. They're in the safe.
Not Ozzy's Pops one. That's gone. Did you lose that, or do you still have
I
that?
lost that.
Were you upset when you lost that?
Well, it would have been nice to keep it.
But you have so much stuff, you must have lost it.
Things get misplaced, don't they, over the years, and you move and stuff.
Right. What did I do with that? The only time that it is mentioned in the book, it's sort of a weird thing, in 1972 at the Hollywood Bowl. Was that the only time someone's tried to attack you?
It was... yeah, well, that was enough.
Once is enough?
Somebody come on to stab me. Yeah, we were doing the outdoor show, and somebody came. My equipment was... Well, do you want to hear the story?
Sure, of course.
We turned up to the dressing room, and the door was locked to the dressing room, but there was a cross on the door, in red cross, big cross. And we didn't think anything of it when we got in the dressing room, and anyway, went on stage and played, and my equipment started playing up, and I thought, oh no, and I really got pissed off, and I turned around and started kicking it over, kicked the speakers, and I walked off, and as I'm walking off, there's some guy behind me with a dagger that I never seen him, and I was so annoyed, walking off, and I just heard this scuffle behind me, and it was a guy that was about to stab me, and he's the one, he cut his hand open and put a cross on the door.
So that's where the red came
That was the red, yeah.
You got to wonder, man.
We got them,
Yeah.
If they're there, we see them.
Yeah, I know. You bring out the best in folks. No question. Great to know that's you coughing on Sweet Leaf.
It was. I mean, that was, again, an accident. Ozzy brought me a joint out, and I was doing an acoustic bit, and I nearly choked myself, and they're taping it. And everybody thought it was highly hilarious. And why don't we use that on Sweet Leaf? Yeah.
Oh, it's nice. It's nice to have. These are the kinds of things that you're filling in the blanks in the book.
Yeah.
Priceless. I mean, people have wondered that for all these years, right? Who hasn't wondered who was doing that coughing? Fillmore gigs. You never mentioned Bill Graham. Did you meet him when you were doing the Fillmore gigs or any other time?
Yes, we did. Yeah.
Any memories of Big Bill that strike you?
I remember one gig we done. I think it was an open air. It was an open air date, and we had a keyboard player on the side, and Bill Graham screaming and shouting at him, thinking he was the monitor guy. Turn him up, turn that down, and he going, I'm the keyboard player.
And you can remember it. That's a good memory. Rat Salad, never mentioned in the record in the book at all. And I've always looked at Rat Salad sort of like your version of Moby Dick, like your own, like an instrumental. Yeah. Any comment? Is that sort of what it was? It was like Toad, yeah? It was like these...
We wanted to do a part so Bill could have a drum solo, so we just sort of came up with this bit of a riff, bit beforehand, and then into a drum solo. But no, I didn't mention it in the book, and there's a lot of stuff I didn't mention. It's hard, what do you mention and what don't you? There's so many things in 40-odd years of the band alone. I mean, that would take up another couple of books.
Yeah, well, that'll be volume 2. But there was no, you never did that one live, though, right?
We did.
You did do Rat Salad?
We did do it live, yeah. We did some versions of that live.
Wow.
Yeah.
That must, and stretched out, was it stretched into like...
a long drum solo.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
I can imagine. And I mentioned it also, you have a pretty nasty guitar solo in there too, Chief. You can't...
I've done some long solos.
That was really good on that, on the Rat Salad, though. There was a nice little thing.
But some of the solos on stage got longer and longer and longer, when we used to do Warning and then later on into other songs, we'd put a solo and we'd long.
On that long solo note, Sabra Cadabra on the studio version had Rick Wakeman. Live, it had the jam. It had this...
It was a jam, yeah.
It had this thing, though, that you would do it every night. It would, everything would break down, get real slow, and you'd have all this delay on your guitar, and then it would build up to this enormous climax. It was a really psychedelic jam.
Well, yeah, I mean, it wasn't... we thought it'd be out by then. So we just carried on playing. We thought, well, it's not going to be that long. But we kept it in. We left it in.
It was really something else, though, those live jams that you would do. It was almost the peak of Sabbath's improvisational, I don't know if that's the right word. Would 74, would you think you were improvising more when you started?
No, we were we improvised quite a lot.
I mean, it just feels like when you listen to the bootlegs or live recordings of that Sabra Cadabra with this the jam that you would put inside there.
Yeah.
Really, it was inventive. You were playing with the delay, and it had there was something about that.
Yeah, I used to like to do that, and sometimes with a lot of things you can get too
much.
Too much, but also too straight. And if you're just playing the songs, next song, right? It's nice to sort of sometimes stretch it out, but not
too much.
Sometimes to the extent of what we did.
What you were doing. Have another 10 minutes.
We literally wouldn't know what we were doing, and I'd play a bit, and then I'd nod to Bill to do a drum solo, do a drum bit, and then I'd start coming in, and then I'd play again. So it was just all off the cuff,
And that's the spirit of it that I think people like so much.
And then we're playing going, how do we end it?